And we got Lew Rockwell on the other side. When somebody asks you and say, are you an anarchist, you first say what, and then how do you explain it?
Here's what it means to be an anarchist, that you think that it is never right to use violence or the threat of violence against the innocent.
And then there are people that are now coming of age that are advocating for these kinds of things, that are out there working with the support of other people behind them to make sure that an entire generation is inspired by the actions of people that hit the road. Well, we have a couple of those guys, Pete and Jason of motorhomediaries.com.
Yeah, along the theme of the show, Anarchy in America, and thanks, by the way, for covering this issue. You're not supposed to talk about anarchy or having no rulers. It seems to be unpatriotic if you talk about not wanting somebody to rule you, even though that's how America was founded. People came to America because they didn't want to be ruled. But, we talked to Adam Kokesh, who is, of course, running for Congress, and, he openly declares he is a voluntarist. He advocates a voluntary society. And until, we can get there, then, yeah, sure would be nice if we were, if the government was constrained by the Constitution. And then we also did a great interview with Ron Paul, who told us that self-government is the ideal.
Yeah, and another point to make is that in an anarchist society, it doesn't mean everyone, will have to live by the same, set of ideas. It's the exact opposite of that. Like under the system we have now or even larger government, it's a one-size-fits-all. Like, you can't opt out. But in an anarchist society, there could be, towns, for example, or areas where people say, oh, yeah, I want to belong to this area because they have these same values as I do. And it's all about choice.
Here's the problem with government as I see it. I mean, I never agreed, to be part of the United States government. I never agreed to pay 40% of my income in taxation and 15% of Social Security. I mean, they say it's a social contract, which is why you have to pay this. But so I have no problem like pledging allegiance to something that I agree to, but that's never happened.
And if you look at if you look through the lens of history through like R.J. Rummel, who cites how many people have been slaughtered by governments in the wars and these massive rights violations, or you use the lens of economics and especially Austrian economics, and you look at, public choice theory and these other things where, they may be good people, but because of these institutions that don't allow for competition, they don't know the market signals. So like you said, a lot of your audience is Republicans, and, generally that means they're for free markets. But, and I would say the free markets work so well. The free market is just people, individuals making voluntary interactions, and you apply that to any good or service, and it can be better provided by the market than a centralized bureaucracy.
What does that produce? What does it have? What does it not have?
It's an offshoot of the zero aggression principle, and so if you don't believe in aggression, like I don't, then you have to live voluntarily, and you can't have, like you said, men with shiny badges and guns forcing people to do things they don't want to do. They want you to think that they act with altruism because they give you government cheese or they might give you government housing. But my money goes to war, goes to bombs, it goes to bullets. It even went to the pepper spray that Jones County sprayed in my face. So I can't fund this and live a moral life.
Is there a peaceful way to maintain that position?
Absolutely. We're based out of Keene, New Hampshire. It's our home after Washington, D.C., and they consider this a peaceful evolution. We've had a history of mankind being ruled by some really bad people. So we're not utopian in thinking that we can do this overnight. We have to share these ideas of a voluntary society with one another, and get people interested in these ideas. And I see more and more people attracted to these ideas, calling themselves voluntarists, and it's pretty exciting to see. But people just have to give up on trying to control other people.